Alright, so these are my runes for Graves top. I try and keep this quick and simple. Pressed attack. I go pressed attack rather than fleet or conquerors because pressed attack is way better in lane. What I mean by that is you can get your damage up much faster. With fleet, you're pretty much just playing like a hit and run. I just feel like it's much weaker compared to pressed attack, and it's pretty much more for sustained style. I feel like pressed attack is much better in terms of like getting more damage off, etc. Conquerors, it takes longer to get the effect in compared to press attack, which is just pretty much instant. I just feel like press attack is the best one out of the three. Triumph is pretty much like it's just the best out of the three of them. Alacrity because you need the attack speed, and Coup de Grace or cut down. Situational, if they have more tanks, cut down. If not, Coup de Grace. Sorcery, I go sorcery instead of resolve because it goes well with them. I get more adaptive damage, and obviously I want more damage, pretty much all fucking damage. Resolve is good if you want to be a bit beefier, but I feel like the only decent rune there is pretty much bone plating. I mean, you can go overgrowth or what the fuck's this, demolish, but like if you're split pushing, fair enough, go demolish. Like overgrowth, like it's so minor, it barely does much in my opinion. I just feel like if you go sorcery, you get most out of it. And reasoning because I go transcendence and gathering storm. Gathering Storm because it helps Graves scale throughout the game, and you're basically doing like a shit ton of fucking damage at like 20 or 30 minutes, because look at them, like 14, 29 AD in 20-30 minutes, that's insane. And Transcendence, you get that AD depending on your build, which I'll get into later. I go 2 adaptive and armor. This is basically situational. You can go magic resist or armor, that's just depending on the champion you're going against. For example, if you're going cannon, fucking MR and that shit, or if you're going against Furora, then you just get 6 armor. 2 adaptive, you can go attack speed if you want to. I just feel like it's unneeded because you're basically kind of relying on your auto anyway, and you will have enough attack speed by the end of the like pretty much throughout the game. So I feel like adaptive force, you get the extra damage, and I'm not sure if this is correct, but I think adaptive force goes well with PTA. Adaptive damage, maybe? I think so. So like you'll be dealing more damage with PTA as well. So I feel like it's benefit. Overall, I go Infinity Edge and Rapid Cannon. Infinity Edge because you're dealing a lot of damage, 80 damage and 25 critical chance, and Rapid Fire Cannon basically helps with Infinity Edge. Paired together really fucking well. This helps with your crits, and you keep your distance from them, which is why Rapid Fire Cannon literally compensates for the lack of kiting and distance you keep away from your enemies, because Rapid Fire Cannon has like good range. Also Infinity Edge, Rapid Fire Cannon, you're critting pretty much every single fucking time, like you're dealing immense damage from a distance. So this is like a beefier build. If you want to play Graves a little bit tankier and you want more defense, then you can go Dead Man's Plate, which I think is really good because the crushing blow, you're dealing a lot of damage. It's just kind of like fleet footwork, I guess, except it's kind of like a backwards effect. You get that extra movement speed and then the damage, like you don't damage them and then get the extra movement speed like fleet footwork. It's really good. You get the extra armor and you get like a lot of health, like 400 health is a lot. So yeah, it's a decent item for Graves. Black Cleaver, I normally go Black Cleaver as like a mandatory, this is my mandatory items. I go Black Cleaver, Shojin, 20% cooldown reduction, 20% cooldown reduction. In Transcendence, that's 50% cooldown reduction, which means like you're getting 10% plus extra CDR, which will go into your attack damage, which means that you'll have 12 plus attack damage by the end of having these 2 items in level 10. Death Dance for sustain, lifesteal, and you get the cooldown reduction. Cooldown reduction here, and Guardian Angel, just to keep you alive basically, and you get the armor with it too. You get 40% with Black Cleaver and Shojin, plus Transcendence, that's 50%, and then if you go Death Dance, that's 60%, so that means you'll be getting 24 extra attack damage, which is insane. It's so good. Like I said before, Death Dance is a really good sustain item. Berserker Greaves, Tab Eyes, Mercs, that's all situational. If you're ahead, Berserker Greaves, just me, it's way better, especially when you're trying to press the attack. It just goes to work really well. Struggling against comps that have a lot of armor or a lot of attack damage or magic, then just go Mercs or Tab Eyes. If you're going against tanks, after Infinity Edge and Rapid Fire Cannon, you can go LDRs or Mortals. You don't really need to go Blade of the Rune King. I mean, if you're struggling and kiting that bad, then go Blade of the Rune King, but I don't think you'll need it. You might be having questions about Shojin. I choose Shojin because not only because of the 20% cooldown reduction, its stats overall are actually pretty decent. I mean, you're getting 250 health and you're getting 60 attack damage, that is a lot. Also, it's passive, so Black Cleaver for the movement speed, you can kite a bit better. In terms of like, if you want to build some MR, you can go Maws. It's kind of like a standard item against Magic champions. You can go Lethality if their comp's really squishy. Just go Yomu's. In 2v1 situation, depending on who you want to attack, you smoke screen them. So if you want to attack this dummy, you smoke screen the enemy here, vice versa. Basically, you smoke screen the one here. Reasoning: smoke screen enables you to be in a 1v1 situation, so it handles the situation much better. If the enemy jungler was weaker than the top laner that you're going against, you smoke screen the top laner, you go into a 1v1 situation. If the top laner is weaker than the jungler, smoke screen the jungler, 1v1 situation. So make sure you use the smoke screen to your advantage. Don't use your E straight away to get your autos. Try and save it, because you might want to run away if you feel like you can't 2v1 anymore. If you're against your jungler here, say if you're in this bush and you got your enemy there, so your jungler and top laner are trying to corner you, what you want to do is E, QR. Oh shit, I didn't have enough mana. But yeah, you just QR there, and you get the maximum output damage for both of them. And because this will be early on in the game, you'll be dealing a shit ton of damage to them, and it'll normally make them afraid. With Graves, they'll normally go Flash and Ignite, so you can also use Ignite to your advantage and actually get at least one kill before you die. Alright, so we'll clear dummies here. Put one there. Alright, so with Spirit Shojin, you ult, you get a timer here, so this will give you enough time to auto attack. Rapid Fire Cannon will help you with the range. You auto attack here, and you just go wild. Spirit Shojin's activated, you do auto attacking, and like you can just basically keep autoing. I've only got Spirit Shojin, so I don't even have that much cooldown reduction. Whereas if I had Black Cleaver on right now, it would help me auto much better. And with PTA, you'll be dealing a lot of damage, which is why I'm saying Shojin's actually a good item. I think it's under appreciated, honestly. Not many people use it. I think it's really good. Alright, so when I'm auto attacking minions, you can unintentionally attack the champion. And I mean unintentionally in quotes. You intentionally do it, but at the same time, it doesn't look like you did it on purpose. So as you can see here, I auto attacked the minion, and it attacked Camille. Now, it doesn't show from our perspective, but from my perspective, while in game, I've procced one stack of press the attack. All I have to do is get 2 more auto attacks to proc PTA and get the bonus damage off, and that'll be an easy trade. Unfortunately, in this situation, she has an XP advantage, so it's not that easy. But right now, in this situation, if I was the same level as her, I could just auto, and that's boom. That's bonus damage proc. So that's something that's useful in lane. We're gonna move on to a fight between me and Camille. So I Q here, get an auto attack off, and then boom. Look at that. Unfortunately, I whiffed my ult, but that's a good example. So if you didn't catch that, I'll do that in slow motion. So I was auto attacking her. She was kind of vulnerable. She was pretty open, so it's easy for me to auto attack her. I queued up because I was basically ready to, like, you see my mana here, I have a shit ton of mana, I was ready to kill her. She was low HP, that's a Q there, auto attack there. That auto attack has enabled me to go for an auto, as demonstrated. Literally, I flash auto, E, auto, and then boom. You see that's the same amount of damage. As you see from my items here, I had pickaxe, I didn't even have my BF sword, I had pickaxe, and I did that much damage. Unfortunately, Yi came. Yeah, Camille just got fucking deleted. If Yi kept fighting me there, he was definitely going to fucking lose the fight. So yeah, that's a good demonstration of the press attack actually coming into play. See Camille's HP, so it's pretty even at this point. So here I get an auto attack off, I prep it, I prep my PTA, auto. At this point I didn't really need to E. I just auto again, I autoed away to keep distance away from her. You see her, that's one auto attack. Because of PTA making her vulnerable, you get that insane output. Oh yeah, camera keeps bugging. Auto attack, prep some PTA, auto again. I didn't need to E, I guess that's PTA done. Boom, look at that, look at her HP, it's disappearing, like, I didn't need to ult. It's so much better in fights. Yeah, there's two good examples. Not my best examples of press attack coming through. Like if you look into my montage that I recently made, that has a good examples of PTA actually taking place. Actually, I can show you one right now. The one against Ziggs where I just auto attacked and then the auto re-autoed and it completely basically deleted him. Yeah, that's pretty much it.